from Southern Maryland's weather leader. This is a JB Weather Alert.
Hello and good afternoon, everybody. I'm Forecaster John Bordash, still with you here in the JB Weather Center this afternoon, kind of teetering on this evening as we sit just after 4:30, continuing to track our line of severe thunderstorms that continues to push eastward through the region this afternoon, now going into the evening hours. And we have a few new warnings to bring to you. I'm currently showing you William Richmond Inc. TrueView live radar that shows where these storms are, and it's really going to be these areas here shaded in yellow, those yellow polygons where we have active severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. And you might even notice that some have a lighter outline than others, which we can talk about. But we do currently have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for northern portions of St. Mary's County. And when I say northern portions, we're talking Charlotte Hall and Golden Beach. So it is the very tippy top up there near Route 6. But we're looking at much of Charles County, southern PG County, southern parts of Anne Arundel, and northern parts of Calvert County. This is a severe thunderstorm warning that will be going here until 5:30. At 4:26 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located over Quantico and moving east at about 50 miles per hour. The main hazard here will be 60-mile-per-hour winds, which has been confirmed by emergency management coordinators. Damaging winds within this storm are going to cause some trees and large branches to fall, and this could cause injuries to those outdoors and could also damage homes and vehicles. Roadways may become blocked by downed trees, localized power outages are possible, and unsecured light objects may become projectiles thanks to these high winds. Locations impacted include, but are not limited to, and as I go through this list, if any of these are anywhere close to you, even like a 5-minute drive away, I would be taking my severe storm precautions. Locations impacted include, but are not limited to, Stafford, Waldorf, Clinton, Fort Washington, Fort Hunt, La Plata, Fort Belvoir, Shadyside, Chesapeake Beach, Deal, Woodbridge, Prince Frederick, Quantico, Howling Point, Aquia Creek, Breezy Point, Sheridan Point, Port Tobacco River, Lake Ridge, and Lorton. For your protection, you want to move to an interior room of the lowest floor of your building. Large hail, damaging winds, and continuous clouds of ground lightning are occurring within this storm. You want to move indoors immediately. Torrential rainfall is also occurring within this storm, which could lead to flash flooding as well. So this is our southernmost severe thunderstorm warning that's currently in effect. I wouldn't be surprised to see additional ones get issued even further to the south. But again, this is very pretty much from, let's call Belle Alton to Mechanicsville to Mutual Points north. Then we have a severe thunderstorm warning even further to the north, and this will include southern parts of Baltimore County and City, portions of Howard County, much of Anne Arundel County, and eastern portions of Prince George's County. This has a darker outline around it, and while it's still a severe thunderstorm warning, it does denote that this is a storm that poses a considerable thunderstorm damage threat. If you look at the fourth line there of the warning box, you can see where that says considerable, where on the other warning, it doesn't say that. So that denotes to us that we have a storm that is definitely a little bit more severe than we typically see in this part of the world. This warning here goes until 5:30. At 4:29 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located over Lanham or over Greenbelt, moving east at about 50 miles per hour. These 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts have been confirmed through emergency management reports, and we have a long history of downed trees of line with this line of storms. These damaging winds will cause additional trees and large branches to fall. This is likely going to injure those still caught outdoors as well as cause damage to homes and vehicles. Locations impacted include, but are not limited to, Baltimore, Columbia, Bowie, Severn, Annapolis, Crofton, Middle River, Elk Ridge, Riviera Beach, Mayo, Shadyside, the Naval Academy, Upper Marlboro, BWI, Severn River, South River, Fort Smallwood State Park, Gibson Island, and Sillery Bay. This is a dangerous situation with this storm that's currently pushing through Laurel, Bowie, and is on the doorstep there of Mitchellville. This storm is producing widespread wind damage upwards of 70 to 75 miles per hour. You want to seek shelter now. This would be a look at some of those severe storm safety protocols here for you. You want to move indoors with any of these storms. They are producing gusty winds that are quickly setting on for many locations. So being outdoors can become deadly if you have a downed tree or you have these high wind gusts picking up debris. You want to move away from windows once you are inside. High winds could pick up that debris and be, deadly. Could cause injuries to those near windows. So you want to move away from windows. Honestly, taking almost like a tornado safety protocol, getting into an interior room. Just putting as many walls between you and the outside as possible isn't a bad idea. You want to shield yourself from trees and hail. So just make sure that you are in a place of safety to protect you from these 70 to 75 mile per hour wind gusts. And as I bring you back on over to live William Richmond Inc. True View radar, we can see where these storms currently are. Let's go ahead and zoom this out here and show you about the last hour or so of radar returns. And you can see where these storms have been and where they are tracking. We're talking about a 4 to 4:30 arrival time for the I-95 corridor, which has indeed occurred. We are now looking at these storms to be pressing now across the 301 corridor. And I want to see if I can't just bring up for us some of our traffic cameras to help us get a look here what some of these storms may be looking like here on the ground. I want to first take a look down towards 301. See if we have anything coming in from the Brandywine area that could be useful. Yeah, a little something. So there would be a look at 301 southbound here. You could see, you can get the general feel that you have some wet roads. In the very least, it is rather muggy out here. See what our other vantage point here looks like. Yeah, you can see we have some heavy rain out here in the Brandywine area this afternoon, this evening. On over towards Nanjemoy, our camera there does show some heavy rain. If we take ourselves on over towards the Temple Hills area, oh yeah, look at that. That just gets you a nice feeling here. Widespread heavy rain. It's even difficult to see here. This is I-95, 495 north. It's difficult to get a look out here, and this is with that portion of our line that is currently like the most dangerous, right? It has that considerable severe thunderstorm warning tag on it, denoted there by that dark gold outline. But the entire line is severe, and even areas down to the south. Those of you on the northern neck, let's say King George, Westmoreland County, even St. Mary's in southern Calvert County, you do have some pretty gnarly weather en route here. Let's go ahead and time out where this line is going to be taking us over the next while. About the next 2 hours. Let's time this puppy on out. And let's take it right about there. So you get a nice general feeling here. We're going to be looking at this to start to press into, let's say, about Mechanicsville the next 25 minutes or so. Getting on over towards Lusby in about the next 40 to 45 minutes. Lexington Park in about the next hour or so as well. So while areas in southern parts of Charles County, Cobb Island, parts of St. Mary's County, where we have like Leonardtown and Hollywood in southern Calvert County. While there is no active warning right now, that does not mean that there is not nasty weather en route. And what I do want to take us on over to, let's clear that off. I want to bring up our wind tracker here. Let's go ahead and get this switched over. And I want to bring us on over to some velocity data. Let's get the background radar turned off. And I also want to get that radar imagery turned off here for the satellite turned off here for us. So this would be a look at where radar has and actually it might even be helpful to turn off the warnings here to show you what where we're looking at winds. So radar is able to do many things for us. It's able to show us where it's raining and how heavy it's raining. It's able to show us the size and shapes of things in the atmosphere and how similar or dissimilar they are. This also allows us to look at winds and in what direction they're moving and in how quick they're moving. Typically, where you get these brightest either reds or the brightest greens, those denote high winds. And we can see where we have the highest winds right now, pushing through portions of PG County, right here, getting through Mitchellville. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning, seems like coming in. I want to see where we are looking at and maybe get us back on over to regular radar to see where this populates. And this is going to be for portions of Charles County and portions of St. Mary's County for us. Let's go ahead and get ourselves loaded back up here with warning data. And you can see it there. This includes parts of King George County, which means several things have been posted, which is awesome. And as we know, this is a one-man show, so this will take just a moment to get everything squared away on socials. So we have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning. It's in effect where you see that yellow polygon currently. And this is going to be a severe thunderstorm warning that goes into effect now and lasts until just about 5:30 this afternoon, this evening. So this is going to be for southern Charles, northern St. Mary's, King George, Stafford, Spotsylvania, and the city of Fredericksburg. Again, that is going to be going until 5:30 p.m. At 4:42 p.m., so what, just about 3 minutes ago or so, severe thunderstorms are located along a line extending from 6 miles northwest of Fredericksburg to near Spotsylvania to Mineral and moving east at about 50 miles per hour. The primary threats with this line will be 60 mile per hour plus winds, heavy rain, and lightning. All right, and it's funny, we were just talking about this southern portion of the line and how just because there is no current warning in effect for these southern zones does not mean that there would not be one coming, and sure enough, we have that in effect. So let's go ahead and bring us on over, and if you were just now joining, good afternoon. I'm Forecaster John Bordash, sitting with you here at 4:46, tracking a rather large and destructive line of severe thunderstorms that continues to push eastward through the region this evening. If we put radar in motion here over the last hour or so, you can see where these storms have been and where they are continuing to track. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch currently in effect. Bada boom. For all of the areas here shaded in blue, this goes until 9 o'clock this evening as this line of storms pushes through, which denotes the chance of seeing those storms that have the damaging winds, hail, and even potential rotation that could produce a tornado. In yellow would be where we currently have active severe thunderstorm warnings, and we currently have 3 in effect for core portions here of the coverage area. They include up north Anne Arundel County, the city of Baltimore, and parts of PG County until 5:30. This has a considerable threat with it, with winds potentially upwards of 70 miles per hour. We have an additional severe thunderstorm warning in effect for southern parts of Anne Arundel County, southern parts of PG County, northern Calvert County, and Charles County. That also goes until 5:30 for 60 mile per hour observed winds that could be causing downed trees and power outages. And then we have our next severe thunderstorm warning that is also going until 5:30. This is for northwestern St. Mary's County, and this is a long list, so stay with me. West central Calvert County, technically, it barely touches Calvert County though, so I don't think that's really too accurate of a descriptor there. Southwestern PG County, which also it barely touches, Central Charles County, Southern Stafford County, Southeastern Orange County, King George County, the city of Fredericksburg, Southeastern Fauquier, Culpeper, and parts of Spotsylvania counties until 5:30. At 4:42, a severe thunderstorm, line of severe thunderstorms were located from about 6 miles northwest of Fredericksburg to near Spotsylvania down towards Mineral, Virginia, and moving east at about 50 miles per hour. The main hazard here is going to be 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Those have just been radar indicated at this time. Damaging winds will cause some trees and large branches to fall, and this could injure those outdoors as well as damage to homes and vehicles. Some roadways may become blocked by downed trees, and local power outages will be possible. Locations impacted include, but are not limited to, Fredericksburg, La Plata, King George, Dahlgren, Fairview Beach, Nanjemoyne Creek, Pope's Creek, Howling Point, Wycomico River, the Potomac Creek, Port Tobacco River, Golden Beach, Spotsylvania, Wycomico, Falmouth, Hughesville, Mechanicsville, Charlotte Hall. For those caught in the line of this potential storm, you want to start moving inside now. You just want to not be outside during this type of a strong storm, right? This is going to continue to push east. And I know that we have several people headed to the concert in Solomons because that's all my messages have been about today. Is this going to hit Solomons? Potentially. I mean, given this look, I mean, probably. If we take, that is not the way I would like to draw that. If we take this entire line of storms and push it eastward here at just about, let's call it 40 miles per hour. Those would be your general storm timings right now. So we would see this begin to cross the Patuxent River here about 5:20, 5:30 or so. Actually, maybe not even that long, maybe about the next 15, 20 minutes. But this is likely going to get down towards Hollywood, and I mean, for those looking for a Solomon's forecast, in about the next 40 minutes or so. So that takes us right to about 5:40 or so. That's when I would expect some of the worst weather down there. Now, as we've noted today, it is plenty warm and plenty humid. Current temperature readings over towards Pax River are at 97 degrees, the warmest day of the year thus far, with a heat index that currently sits at about 102 degrees because of how humid it is. With all of that in mind, that has helped to make the atmosphere rather ripe to support severe thunderstorms. So it's going to be something to watch as these storms begin to interact with that. What I was showing you before we got all of these new warnings, and I want to take you back on over to a version of radar that allows us to look at those winds, which to me is very interesting when we look at radar, that it's able to show us this. So where we see these brightest yellows, this denotes winds up over 50 miles per hour. We can see 60, nearing 70 mile per hour wind gusts here, just south of Crofton, moving through Mitchellville, and now getting into Davidsonville, Edgewater, Europe next with that. This will be blowing right here into Parole and Annapolis, Crownsville, Arnold, and Hillsmire Shores here, just south of Severna Park, probably over the next 15 to 20 minutes. So pretty high wind gusts there. We have another pocket of stronger winds getting up near 60 miles per hour, just north of Brandywine and Baden. That'll be pushing here into Lower Marlborough, Dunkirk, and the Beaches, Tracy's Landing, Rosehaven, south of Harwood, near Mount Zion, Friendship, Owings, Cheneyville. All of that will be pushing here over the next 15 minutes or so. And our winds down to the south are not as impressive as what we've seen further north, but that doesn't mean that they aren't also gusty down that way. So we will continue to monitor that as well as all of these storms continue here to push to the east. And if we just put radar back in motion here and zoom ourselves out, we can see exactly what we're talking about. Another cluster of storms down towards the Richmond metro area. That's going to be causing, I mean, lots of lightning with that storm. That's going to be causing some impacts that will be ones to watch as we push through the afternoon and evening. So I will continue to stay with you here in the JP Weather Center throughout the afternoon and evening, continuing to track what we have going on. Severe thunderstorm warnings are in effect till about 5:30 or so for much of the coverage area: Calvert, St. Mary's, Charles, PG, and Anne Arundel counties. The only areas not currently under a severe thunderstorm warning right now is this little corner down here of southern Calvert County and southern parts of St. Mary's County, but that will be en route as well. So stay weather aware. Severe thunderstorm watch goes through 9. I really think, though, it's about between now and about 7 o'clock that we're going to be watching these storms push through with the potential of 60 to 70 mile per hour winds, up to 1 inch hail, heavy rain, and frequent lightning. Stay weather aware. Stay tuned to JB Weather for the latest information. I will continue to keep you one step ahead of the storm.
Check the forecast anytime online at jbweather.net.